Welcome back to your Super Tuesday recap. This is your host, Chris and Deepam here, and we are here to recap and review Arrow Season 5, Episode 22, Missing. Black Siren returns to give Chase hope. Felicity plans a birthday party for Oliver. Lance is angry with Rene for missing the custody hearing about his daughter. So last week when we did the review, we were talking about, we liked the episode. We were like, it just seemed kind of weird because, you know, we're like, come on, guys. There's no way you guys won. There's no way, like, Chase might want to be here. Like, you guys you're not seeing that this is not a good thing. And I kind of feel like they addressed that this week because they're trying to celebrate a win in Oliver's birthday, and it is not a win.
I like it because it could have been 1 hour of the episode just called Duh.
Right.
Of course this motherfucker's not done with you.
Well, what I like about it is, and we talked about this before this season, I feel like both Flash and Arrow are kind of trying to have the same theme. Because even with Arrow, the theme is basically Chase is trying to show Oliver that you're the bad guy. You know, you're just as evil. You created all the you hurt the people around you, and in a way, that's kind of what's going on with Savitar and Barry. I mean, they're doing it in different ways, but it's kind of the same overall theme. And they've even gone down the road of, and it didn't work for Flash because it's just that's not the character of trying to push everybody away, do it all yourself. Here you have Oliver embracing the fact that he has a team, and the team, you know, he needs that. Even with the idea of, you know, we know that you guys are celebrating way too early, but even Oliver being able to take that break and celebrate his birthday, and they were like, yeah, when's the last time you did this? I think it was like 4 years ago. And you're like, yeah, damn, that was 4 years ago, and you've never had this break. You see Oliver, like, they're doing the same themes on both shows. I just feel like Arrow's doing it way better.
Yeah, I mean, Arrow's a show that, particularly this season, really hit its stride and kind of found what it wants to be, and it's knocking it out of the park. And you're right, I think it's doing what we're talking about way better right now.
Right, and like I said, I mean, there's some great moments in here, and like I said, as they do the thing where, yes, we the audience know it's not over because, damn it, there's 2 more episodes left. Like, there's no way that this is a win, right? And so when Rene doesn't show up to the custody hearing, and you're kind of weird, and then even when Dinah is not there, and you know, Curtis has the new sonic device he wants to give her, and she's not around, you're like, okay, they got Dinah. It's like, you and the audience know this, but what I love about it is they don't drag this out for another episode. Even the Rene thing last week wasn't dragged out, you know? Hold on. Sorry. It's my birthday, so everybody's trying to call me at the same time. So, yeah, it's just like, I'd rather people just, like, text me because I actually don't want to talk on my birthday. I know that sounds like an asshole move, but it's just like, yeah,
it does sound like an asshole move.
It's an asshole move, but it's like, yeah, just, you know, it's just text me. It's cool.
Honest, like, I just don't feel like talking. Just, hey,
yeah, here's the thing, I'm not a talker anyway. So it's like when people call me, it's like, oh yeah, happy birthday, yeah, okay, thanks, and you're just like, then there's nothing but small talk. So what are you doing? Nothing. Oh no, you got to tell me. Well, I actually don't want to do anything. I just want to sit around here.
See, it's even funny because I'm the same way. But then people say, but you talk all the time on the internet. I'm like, okay, it's different.
Right. It's like I talk on the internet. It's different there, Mom. Like, oh, seriously, you know, it's just. Yeah, it's different. Like, and it's not like, it's not small talk. It's got a purpose. It's not like, oh, so what are you doing for today? Oh, so, oh, you're getting old there, huh? You know, you feel any older? You feel any different? No.
I feel wiser? No.
I feel the same I felt yesterday, which is slightly annoyed now. So,
it's not about it. Just slightly annoyed.
Yeah. Just sorry. I'll tell you, I'm not really grumpy though, guys. I'm not grumpy in real. Okay, no, that's a lie. I am grumpy in real life. I'm way more grumpy in real life than I am. People think I'm grumpy online. I am way more grumpy in real life. So I'm just saying. Anyway, what are we talking about? Something about
no idea.
I can't remember.
The themes.
Oh yeah, I mean it's just there, and they don't drag it out, and so you know, and Dinah's not there, and you're like, okay, yeah, I know she got captured, and it slowly goes where everybody gets picked off one at a time, and they're not like this is what I was saying. Last week when Rene didn't show up, Rene was in the episode, so when him not showing up at the end, it was just kind of like okay, maybe he didn't show up because he's an asshole, or maybe he got kidnapped. Like, you don't know where it's at with that.
They let you wonder about it.
Right. For an episode, and not even for an episode, over the break, in between episodes, and then once once this episode starts, you even tell he's like, no, this is different because he's not picking up the phone for anything. Like, he didn't show up to work, they can't contact him. Okay, no, this is, and I like that. It's none of this. They treat you like you're smart, right? They're not treating you like you're dumb, because we as an audience know, okay, yeah, it's not the end of the season. You know you can't win, not yet. And this doesn't make any sense. And they went right into that with this. So, yeah, I really enjoyed that. One of my favorite moments in this episode, when Oliver shows up. And again, just playing off of what we've seen, I'll not be able to take a break. Oliver shows up at Felicity's place and ends up flipping Curtis. And I love that conversation they had. It's like, you should know, if I had my T-spheres, I would have. You would have what? Still been on the floor.
That's that knowledge of self. That's that honesty.
Right. I mean, yeah. No, dude, you wouldn't have done jack shit. Like, let's not. No, not gonna happen. But yeah, no, I love that. I love that little that exchange. I like the birthday party, because even though we know it's not the end and that shit is about to hit the fan, literally, you got this moment of seeing Oliver around his friends and how close they become. And that it matters, you know. I know Shannon's going to be really happy with, Felicity is happening. You know, he's coming back. You know, this is you're going to get that. You know, and I love that Curtis is just so oblivious to everything going on, and everybody's like, "Yeah, I think I could use another slice of cake," and Curtis is like, "Oh no, I'm fine. I've had enough. I'm just going to sit right here." I was like, "Come on, dude, you're just."
Curtis, read the room, Curtis.
He cannot read the room whatsoever.
But I don't read the room.
But I just like that. I like the fact, having Quentin show up. Like, we tend to forget, because he's working with Oliver right now. We tend to forget what that relationship was, just last year. It was not good. And then we had that moment last year. I believe it was last year, where they just had this real. Was it last year or was it this year? I can't remember when it was. It might have been.
Last year, because it was after he. I think he did it twice now.
Yeah, he's done it twice. You just had that fatherhood moment.
This year too.
Yeah, you had that fatherhood moment.
Last year he said, "You're the reason I wanted to come back and prove that I was better."
Yes.
And that's when he's yelling at him for working with Dark.
Yeah, that's it. There you go. That's what it was. So we've had these fatherhood moments with Quentin, and Oliver, but then also Quentin and Rene. So it's like you get this little quiet before the storm, and then everybody starts disappearing.
Yep.
And and again, you got to go back to your come on, Oliver. It's like he's working with Talia. Come on, working with not the League of Assassins, but the bootleg League of Assassins. That might actually be better.
There isn't a League of Assassins anymore, though.
Yeah, it's just come on, yo. You're not. I love that. I also love the fact that once again, there was a moment when Felicity had the gun. It popped out, and then they acknowledged the fact that, listen, Malcolm Merlin gets in here all the time.
The locks. We say locks, but
right. It's about time somebody acknowledged it. And then I love that later on in the episode, Malcolm Merlin shows up into the place. It's just like
but Oliver's waiting on his ass.
Yeah. Oliver knew he was there and was waiting on it, and so I appreciate that. But yeah, I'm loving the fact that somebody at least at some point acknowledged the fact that, listen, no matter what we do here, the League of Assassins still gets in. So yeah, and another thing I've really enjoyed about this episode was, so we've had this season's done. When the season first started, there was a lot of complaints saying that this is too similar to the other seasons, right? But they've been doing small, subtle things here. And one of the things they did here is when Oliver was telling, told Diggle to go get Thea and Quinn and put them in a safe house. And then when Felicity he was like, but Felicity, I want you staying here with me. And she was like, well, is it just because, she's like, I want to go too. I want to get out of here because, should I not be here? I can do that in the safe house too. And Oliver admitted that, one, it was because he needs her help, but two, because it's like, he cares about her and he wants to keep an eye on her. It's like Oliver wouldn't have been that open and honest previous seasons, right?
He wouldn't have been that open and honest previous torture. Like,
right.
It was, and I hate saying that torture was like an impetus for growth in the character, but it really was. And
we got all that bad stuff out of you.
And like not be embarrassed and not like tiptoe around, but to flat out say it. Really a mark of massive growth in the character.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, no matter how this season ends and when we go into season 6, we should have a completely different Oliver Queen and Green Arrow, because he's going to be different. Like it just is, the growth we've had here is really tremendous when you see what goes on. So I really enjoyed that. And then again, Adrian Chase is just Josh Segura. I think that's how you say his last name. He's killing it. Just the smug, I'm better than you, I'm 10 steps ahead of you. Like
you're about to get a phone call,
right? It's just so good. Yeah, I think, and I love how they did that scene in that. The phone call they could have, a lesser show would have had the phone call happen right when he said it, right? You're about to get a phone call. Yeah. 2 seconds later, phone call would happen. He leaves the room. Oliver walks. They wait a good 30 seconds before that phone call rings. Like, that shows you how good that they worked that out. Because that timing means a lot. Because you do it right afterwards, it's too cliche. But you do it a little bit afterwards, you're just like, oh. Oh, damn.
It's restraint.
Yeah, it's
the show holding back something because they know they can.
Mm-hmm. And I thought that was great. I thought, Oliver telling him, it's like, I'm gonna find another way. I'm not gonna kill you, because this is what, like, Chase's end game seems to be like, hey, look, one, you can't beat me, but if you can, you're gonna have to kill me, and and if you kill me, I still win. Because it proves that you are who I thought you were and who I said you are. So, once again, going with the theme of the show, like, I'll just ask you, do you think he can kill Adrian Chase at the end of this episode? I think at the beginning of the season we said that he has to, but do you think he can?
I'm back on that he has to.
You think he has to?
How do you stop this guy? Like, to the point where, and we'll talk about it more kind of thematically in the episode, but the entire season's about your past coming to bite you, and now it's Oliver's found that to look to his own past as a source of strength. As you remember, like when he's suffering in the flashback, they go back to what was the character's name? I just blanked on his name. Yafe.
Okay. Oh yeah.
And you're like, well, that was like the first sacrifice we saw.
Mm-hmm.
And now the episode ends with not spoilers. It's in the episode. Deathstroke. Him going to Deathstroke for help. Mm-hmm. He's saying that no longer is his past this hindrance. It's no longer thing that's crippling him. It's now a source of strength.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that unlike what we do for Flash, where he has to literally forgive himself, he has to understand now that he has the strength to choose. He's not a killer because he has to be.
True, yeah. Okay.
But there's going to be circumstances where it's time to pull the trigger. And I'd say, your friends get kidnapped, taken to Hell Island, and you teaming with Deathstroke is pretty much about that time.
Well, not just that, but also your kid, man. You took your kid.
That
was the phone call.
Until he took the kid, I was like, maybe he lives. He took the kid, he has to go.
Like,
sorry.
Dude, he took the kid and then had the kid as because the entire time, Oliver knows that he's taking his friends. But it's like, again,
what's his phone call going to tell you? Yeah,
right. His friends have all kind of signed up for this. They've all told him we've signed up for this. His kid's innocent. I love that conversation that he has with Chase when he frees him from Argus, and he's like, "My boy, that's my boy. My boy is innocent." And Chase says, "So is my wife." This dude is cold as shit, dog.
Which is not the answer I thought I'd get. I think I would get the "so was I," but you still killed my father.
Right.
And when he went straight to "so was my wife," I'm like, hey man, you married her, like
and
I get that, like,
and you're the one that killed her
for everything, but
well, I think the answer was, I think the reason for that was, in the context of that was like you didn't have to bring an innocent person into this, and Chase's response is, well, you brought my wife into this.
You first.
You did it first. And in that respect, I'm like, he's right. You know, had you never brought Chase's wife into this and had brought her out there to confront him, he wouldn't, I mean, he shouldn't have killed her in the first place, but he wouldn't have felt like he had to kill her right there to prove a point. So once you bring family involved, Oliver, you made that first move. It's like, it's an evil sociopath, like, logic, but it's sound logic. It's like, you went down that route first. You decided to go after family first. So I just returned the favor. And here's the thing. You still have a chance to save your boy.
Yeah.
So
he's giving you an opportunity.
Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. I love how and going back to the beginning of the episode, they had a long open this episode. Because you had the birthday party, you had I think I'm not sure if Curtis was kidnapped. Well, Curtis was kidnapped right before the long opening, but then you also went back to the a flashback of Kovar, and then you had the actual opening with Arrow. So they did a long open this episode, and I love that line with Kovar: "Murder creates intimacy between men."
Yeah,
this is why Oliver's so fucking crazy. you got fucking murdering psychopaths around you, dude. Oh man!
Yeah, for basically the second he got on that island.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, shit. Even his father, you take it true. Of his parents, like everyone around Oliver, like, and I think that's gonna be the moment where Oliver realizes, like, yo, up until this point, you've kind of been doing everything because of what everybody else wanted you to do. You got to start living your own life and making your and technically you had the last few seasons. You just haven't done it. Like you said, he hasn't been going through the list.
No,
he stopped doing that a long time ago. Like you've become something more, and it's time to stop holding that against you. And so I think that's a great theme throughout this season. Malcolm Merlin, of course, showing up into the Arrow because he has a key. Like I'm just gonna go with that. And
like he's got they gave him a key, big deal. Like, one of those are friend. That's fine.
But also love that again. She's like, hey, listen, like. Thea might hate me, but at the end of the day, I'm still her father. And I'm still going to do everything I can to save her. And again, that goes back to just how, he's not a good guy, but he's consistent.
Right.
He's
what he is.
Right. Malcolm Merlin, he's consistent and in a way you can control him. And I love how Oliver, even love how Oliver brought up the fact that, hey, you sold my kid to Damien Dark too. Like, come on. Like, I love that you didn't break that down. But another favorite moment in this episode is Nyssa. Mr. Merlin, you still don't have a title, do you? Like,
you're still without a title? I was like, look, bitch, how about you calm down? It's like, look, we all got our problems. How about you relax for 10 seconds and get this shit done?
No, I love that shit, yo. I love the fact that
you just like, zero chill. Why do you have no chill, Nyssa? Why can't you calm down for 10 seconds so we get some shit done?
Like, I'm sorry. The last 5 minutes of this episode, I literally was about to stand up and just watch him because this is one I've been dying to get Nyssa back. I'm like, once you bring Talia in, I was like, you got to bring Nyssa back, right? Because Nissa's got to be Nyssa versus Talia at some point, right? And then when Malcolm, when Oliver says, that'll be somebody I invited. And I'm really glad you said you're willing to do whatever it takes because I'm really going to need you to check your ego. And I'm like, yes, it's Nyssa. Like, I knew it immediately.
I was like, damn it, it's Nyssa.
Right, I was like, right. I was like, I know who this is.
I kept saying, this motherfucker.
Right. Oh, man.
I was like, you really had to do this. You really, think about it. Like, I know you feel like you had to do this. Did you really have to do this?
Yes, he had to do this. I'm in. What I really can't wait for, though, is like, everybody's talking about, like, the Nyssa versus Talia thing. I'm waiting for Nyssa to see that it's fucking Laurel from Earth 2. That's what I'm waiting for.
More problems.
That's going to be fun. Because here's the thing. When Oliver said when I think it was Malcolm said to Nyssa was just like, he didn't tell you it, and I was like, and he's like, yeah, you got to hold on, there's something I didn't tell you, and I thought he was going to tell her that, yeah, there's a Laurel Lance running around here, but he was like, it's about your sister Talia, and I was like, oh yeah, that's important too. Like it's that her going up against Talia is second to me realizing that there's a Laurel Lance she has to face at some point that
Yeah.
I'm really interested in. Speaking of that, I still get the feeling that Black Siren at some point is going to switch sides. Just because of the way she's interacting with Quentin. And
you buy it. You buy the way she's acting with Quentin?
The reason why I buy it is because what happened the last time we saw her. There still is some kind of good in her. Like, she does kind of want to change a little bit. She'll never be Laurel Lance. She'll never be the good Laurel Lance that we want. I'm looking at the idea of her being more gray area. You know,
I got you.
That's what I'm looking at, and I think it's good. I think like, again, the comparison with Flash. I think what they've done with Katie Cassidy's character and Laurel, and is done so much better than what they've done with Caitlin. And it got me thinking. I was like, perfectly honest, guys, you know what probably worked better for Flash is if you just made this Earth 2 Caitlin. If they had somehow, right, if they had, instead of killing her, if they had somehow killed the real Caitlin and then the Earth 2 Caitlin took over for her and was trying to pretend to be Caitlin, that would have worked so much better, I think, than Caitlin somehow all of a sudden her power is making her crazy. You know, so
yeah.
I think that, and again, both of these characters are so much better in their quote unquote evil forms anyway. So, but yeah, I think that will she or won't she? Is she gonna betray her? Is like you said, I buy the idea that she worked with Chase on the chance that Chase said that he would let Quentin live. I buy that.
Yeah.
I buy that. And again, it's not that I think she'll be good, but I think there's something in her. Like, I think there's something she was missing, and she kind of gets it. Like, even when she was talking to Oliver that last time, you know, when we saw her, you can tell there was something there, you know, and that if she can get that. So, yeah, and I think that's a good way of keeping the character around, you know. You know, it'll never work out, but always having her in there. So, and then obviously the end of this episode, once they went back to Lian Yu, I was like, well, and I've known this for a while now because I've seen the promos. Right. I was like, yes, bring back Slade. That's what I'm waiting on, man. I nearly shed a tear.
Had to. It was so well done. And it was so necessary. And that's kind of what I feel like is the triumph of this season, is that it's felt not like, it has been a great season. Don't misquote me there. It's also felt like a culmination of everything they've done. Mm-hmm. A successful culmination. It feels like they've earned it and worked for it, and we're going to get it. And I'm happy. I'm really impressed with the way they pulled it off.
Yeah, I mean, it's been really great. Apparently there's and again, if you watch the trailer for next week, we won't spoil it here. There is another character that shows up, but apparently there's another cameo for another character that we haven't. And so my money is on. I'm hoping Walter.
That'd be weird, but yeah,
might be weird. I don't know how they do it, but maybe Walter, or maybe Roy. Bring Roy back, because I know there was some talk about
for Roy. That's my choice.
Bring Roy. Yeah. And then, and this is just such a long shot, because I don't even know where this actress is right now. Man, I want them to bring back the Huntress, man. Like, what the fuck, man? That was such a good, it was like, what, season 1 still? Or was it season 2? Might have been season 1 and 2. Like, what happened to the Huntress?
They did bring her back in there.
Yeah, what happened, man? Come on. Like, that's my long shot. Like, I think, like, I going down the list, I think it's Roy.
I think it's Roy.
You know, it's got to be Roy, right? And that'd be so fun.
We got a Yao Fei cameo this episode.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So it could be something as far back as Shadow. Like, it could be.
But we saw Shadow, though. Did we see her? I don't think that would.
Not this season.
I don't. Yeah, you're right. I don't think that would be as much. But bringing Roy in would be.
Bring Roy in, man. Put him in the suit. Let's do this.
Put him in the suit and have him do one more ridiculous flip for no reason.
Hey, man, let me do a little parkour for no reason. Pointless parkour by Roy Harper.
Right. Come on, yo. Let's bring Roy in, man. That'd be so good, yo. Oh man.
But I kind of like how, like, as we're getting towards this finale, Ollie's like, I built this team in 1 year, but my past 10 years has built this other team. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a level up.
Right.
It feels like he's leveling up his team because, Diggle's nice. Deathstroke's nicer.
Right.
Dinah's nice. This is nicer.
Right.
Wild Dog is nice. Merlin's nicer.
Way nicer.
Way nicer. Because Merlin keeps getting broke. He's breaking into the cave. And those motherfuckers took an entire episode to break Oliver and Felicity out.
He's got one hand. He's only got one hand.
And he's still nicer than the rest of y'all put together.
Right. Oh, man.
Mr. Merlin, of course. Not make sure that we get the titles.
Right. You still have no title? Like, oh, man, the shade is just so good.
Like, man, hey, just how about you relax? Like, I get it. Like, and I was like, Like, I felt like if Oliver was like, listen, can I speak to you quickly before we continue this? What is wrong with you?
I mean, she had to get the shots in. I mean, I can't blame her.
Shoot, but man, come on, you. I think it would behoove Oliver to step in and be like, I apologize, Malcolm. This is not supposed to be like this, and this you know better. Act like you got some sense.
Well, nah, man. Merlin, I'm team Nissa. Merlin needs to watch his mouth, and he just needs to hold up.
I also kind of want them to solve this problem.
Well, I mean, yeah, they'll solve it once Merlin realizes his place. You ain't got no fucking title. So, let the people who do got to talk. I'm just saying.
Yes, they don't have no title. The league has been disbanded.
Because she did that. So,
yeah, technically. But she's still titleless.
I mean, if I disband something.
Former leader of the league. So is he.
I can say that I was the last Ra's al Ghul.
Okay.
And technically, if I disband something, I can bring it back together. So, she still wins.
There's your loophole. That's what I'm calling. I got you. You got me the loophole.
Loopholes, motherfuckers. All right. I also love when they were trying to take out the Argus people. One, I realized that once it was his kid, Oliver went total Oliver Queen on some. Yeah, no. I need this van. Well, Mr. Queen, no, I need this van. And started whooping the ass of Argus agents. It is like they're the new like just red shirts. Just like yo, you just get out of the way. Give him the fucking van. It'll be much healthier and easier on your health plan if you just give Oliver Queen the van. But then when they were trying to release Chase, and Merlin's like, this would be much easier if we can kill them. No, Merlin, you can't kill the Argus agents. You can't do that. What is wrong with you, dude? This is why you have no title. This is why you have no title. Okay, hold on. We do get one email. Let me see if I can find it, and then we'll read this, and then we'll get out of here. Hold on. Where's this sent to? There we go. Here we go. It's from Shanna. She says, all right, fellas, I know you're hype. I'm hype. All the villains, all the heroes, all the flashbacks have been great. I'm obviously the biggest Felicity shipper, and they are giving me everything I ever wanted. The only thing I'm not here for is William. That little boy can die because I don't need the stress of a new villain kidnapping him every season. And he hasn't learned not to talk to strangers, so he can die on GP. Can't wait for the finale. And shout out to Lord Messaf who got a shout out from the show. That was so sweet. Listen. If William goes, he goes. I mean, I'm just saying,
What the you too, motherfucker? Y'all killing children.
I'm not killing any kids. I'm just saying if he falls in a well or something like that, I'm just saying you ain't gotta rescue him. I'm just saying. This is not the views and opinions expressed regarding the murder of children. Do not reflect those of people. I am not murdering children. I'm just saying accidents happen when you're on a deaf island. Deaf islands aren't for children. It would be understandable if he doesn't make it out. Just saying. Anyway, I did want to say one thing before we get out of here. As we're talking about the redemption arc and the parallels with Arrow and with Flash, you made me think even more about it. I think the way you can reconcile this is because we're saying Barry has to forgive himself. If we get a reconciliation between Slade and Oliver, wouldn't that kind of be the final repudiation of the 10 years of violence hasn't been wasted? Because that's the only tie that he has that unites both his past and his present. Mm-hmm. It's Slade. And if he and Slade can come to some impasse
if he can come to peace with Slade, it's literally coming to peace with his past and moving forward. And maybe that's the stand-in for a time duplicate.
And look here. Remember when he goes back? We do the flashback last week and gets back to the island, and and Tully's just like, why do you even care that that this mask is here, washed up? And Oliver's like, he was still my friend, And he came out, he killed your mom. He did
in front of you.
In front of you. I mean, Slade did a lot of evil shit. One, the Marikuru, he was on that shit. And two, if you think about it, Slade was going through the same shit Oliver was going through. He was grieving. He's grieving. He was making all these he did a bunch of terrible things based off of his past. And I'm not trying to excuse any of that shit because he's just as much of a killer, if not more, than Oliver is. But you're right. If somehow Slade can move on and Oliver can forgive Slade, you're right. That closes the loop.
Yeah,
and gives you a fresh start. He'll still have him as a mercenary, going around doing things. But yeah, so then it'd be really interesting to see. So, yeah, I don't think we got anything else to say about this episode. Again, next week we have the finale. So again, we'll do that one on Sunday as well. Maybe a little bit earlier, maybe Saturday or something. We'll figure it out when we're going to do this one. Next week we have Flash. I know Shannon and the Doctor have Supergirl, and then also Wednesday we'll be recording a Secret Empire with Justin and Jeff. So we'll get that out of the way, and that'll be fun to do. So yeah, folks,
it's gonna be all of us standing on everyone who talked bad about the series.
Everybody, yes, we will be doing
Spoilers.
that. So, all right, folks, thank you guys very much for listening, and until next time, we're out of here. Peace.